아프리카 TV 프리급 스튜디오 라이브 2020 GSL 시즌 2 코드 S The Coming Storm.
What is up, everybody? What a series! Oh my God, I'm still blown away.
Yeah.
DRG has 3-0'd Innovation. I mean, we knew it was possible. I didn't realize he was going to just bulldoze this guy.
Yeah.
So DRG is the first player to survive to the round of 4. What an insane season! And up next, we have Dream versus Rogue. This is. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to go to an interview, but I don't see our interviewer up here.
Well. 무려 4년 만에 공식전 대결을 펼치는 두 선수.
Okay, I guess
we'll
do the interview ourselves.
안녕하세요.
Okay, says hello, 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 hello. Everyone says hello.
Andy here now. Andy, go ahead.
After 2016, it's your RO.8 in 4 years. And GRG actually said you scrimmed with DRG. So how was the practice?
많이 하진 않았고.
Well, I didn't practice that much.
충분히 생각을 많이 했기 때문에 준비는.
But I definitely did think about the game a lot.
연습을 하면서.
And while practicing against DRG, I learned a lot from him, and I definitely upgraded my play. So you're saying you're confident?
말씀을 하시길. 조준혁 선수가 아직 4강에 가는데
And your opponent actually mentioned that you're not skilled enough to go to round of 4. So did this provoke you in any way?
4강을 제가 그래도 꽤 가봤는데.
I mean, round of 4 I've attended quite a few times.
그래도 병렬 형이 올해 초에 우승도 했고.
But you know, Rogue
되게 잘하고 있기 때문에.
was a champion, and he's really good right now. So as a contester, I really want to take him down.
두 시즌 만에 다시 8강에 돌아왔는데요.
And Rogue is back after 2 seasons in the round of 8.
선수에게 자신이 있나 저희가 이유를 찾아보니까
So
이병렬 선수의
the reason
커리어도
why Rogue
있었고요.
is really confident going up against DRG is because he is really favored in the head-to-head record.
중혁이랑 하면은 왠지 모르게 게임이 좀 잘 되는
I mean, when I play against Dream, I don't know why, but I always play really good against him.
이병렬 선수의 그 말씀을 듣고 사실 좀 인정하기 힘든 것 같은데.
And it feels like Dream doesn't really accept that record.
예전에는 잘했지만 이제 지금은
I mean, Dream used to be really good in the past,
잘한 거라고 생각하고
but I think it's a miracle that he made it to the round of 8. And I still do believe that he's not adequate enough for the round of 4.
아직 부족하다 말씀이신 것 같습니다.
And that's Rogue's opinion. So Dream.
조준혁 선수는 그렇다면 어떠세요? 앞선 경기가 3대 0으로 끝났거든요.
You know, the match before it ended with a perfect 3-0 score. So what do you predict for this series?
저는 앞 경기는 신영 형이 이길 줄 알았는데.
Well, you know, the previous match I thought Innovation would win,
결과가 나왔고.
and that was a big upset.
그래서 이번 경기도 제가 어떻게 보면 다들 병렬이 형이 이길 거라 생각하겠지만.
So this match, everyone probably thinks Rogue's gonna win.
저는 3대 1 정도로 이길 것 같아요.
So I think I'm gonna take him down 3-1.
이병렬 선수는
And Rogue, on the other hand, how do you predict the score to be?
자신이 없어가지고 연습 때 너무 많이 져가지고.
You know, I lost.
이 정도로.
I lost quite a lot in the practice, so I'm less confident now. So I'm gonna win 3-2. And there was the score predictions from both players. And Dream is aiming to get his first round of 4 spot in GSL. And which one out of these two players will advance to round of 4? We'll kick it off now.
I don't know who advances. I think it's going to be Rogue, but I mean, we already saw what happened earlier. I mean,
I'm gonna go with DRG 3-0 actually.
DRG 3-0 is this one as well? Okay.
Yeah, pretty fairly certain of it.
They just start the game up, and then there's another spawn there, and there's DRG splitting his drones. We suddenly zoom in on him. We do all 3 player intros. The players pause the game. They say, whoa, 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 whoa. There's a 3rd player in this game.
DRG unpauses it.
Yeah, unpauses the game. They use up their 3 pauses, and then the game just goes on, and DRG beats both the players. Players are shaking their heads, yelling at the refs. We escort them out by security, and it's a DRG versus DRG in the round of 4.
Which, of course, he wins and goes to the finals.
He doesn't even lose. He just moves on.
He doesn't.
Isn't that crazy how that works like that?
Yeah. Okay, who do you think actually wins out of these two?
I think Rogue, but I mean, I'm just.
Here's the thing.
Here's the truth. The DRG innovation thing shouldn't have any impact on my decision making here. And it's sort of like being like, well, I don't know, it rained yesterday and it's raining today. I mean, if we're going to be really honest about this, right? Like, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But my confidence has been shaken a little bit. I mean, out of all the possible scores, I thought DRG 3-0 was literally the least likely. And he crushed so hard that it made it look like it was so obvious that Innovation never had a chance.
Yeah.
Look, I think Rogue has a different way of playing than DRG.
Yes.
I think Dream's really good, and we don't really know exactly where he's at. He's performed well, but we have to keep pushing him through this system, this tournament, to kind of see where he can land. He might be able to beat Rogue, but Rogue is just basically always a safe bet for someone who advances.
He's always a good bet.
Always a good bet. He's
not
always
a shooting bet, but a good bet.
Yeah, it's just like, it's never unreasonable to say Rogue will win this.
Yes, absolutely. He's one of the greatest of all time.
So, I mean, yeah, that's my take here. We're going to start this out on Pillars of Gold. So we should have a pretty unusual game that won't be reflective of the other games here.
They're both such different players than the last two.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Dream has to offer here. He's been in the background of GSL for a long time. Now he's here in the round of 8. Let's see how he does against Rogue. This is game 1. Let's go.
경기가 준비되었다. 한번 시작해 볼까? 브레이브스타 게이밍 드림 조중혁. 진에어 그래밍스 로그 이병렬.
All right. The one thing that really comes to my mind here, I feel like I don't need to describe Rogue's play all that much. He finds things that he thinks are strong and uses them quite a bit. I feel like
Beautifully explained.
Well, I tried to explain it some last group because I feel like we kind of call him like a great supreme late game player, but he only does that when he thinks it's like the most strong abusive thing possible.
Yeah, when it's the best way to actually win.
Yeah, and then like as soon as Nidus was strong, he just used that endlessly. And like before all of that, he was a sniper in Pro League. So he's kind of someone who will do whatever he thinks is going to get him a victory, which is not, you'd be like, well, everyone does. No, and everyone does not do that. That is absolutely, like, he's almost closer to parting than to a lot of players, and not stylistically, really, but in what they choose to do, which is kind of, like, they both kind of have that idea in their head, I think, where it's like, let's do the strong thing here that's really hard to stop, right? They both kind of do something like that. So I actually, my opinion of Rogue, because, I mean, I've been like the #1 Rogue fan forever. And I really developed that when he started going late game a lot. But the more I watch him, the more I kind of look at what he's choosing to do, it does feel more of a parting-esque way. But all that aside, Dream's TVZ that we've seen so far has been a bit more on the technical side. He's been a little bit fancier. He doesn't really play like Innovation at all. He's more likely to do like a Hellbat battlecruiser type play, right? Like he'll have some kind of teched out neat stuff that he does a lot of the time. Now that being said, this is the exact opening we saw from Innovation the first 3 games, or the 3 games we already saw. But it's a solid opener, so we'll see where he goes from there.
I think you've described Rogue really well here. I mean, you know, one thing about Innovation, it was kind of the opposite of Rogue in a lot of ways, is he just relies on having good mechanics. He's just trying to figure out how to get the right opening here where he can have enough momentum behind him, where he can control his army better, his bigger army better, because he macroed better, and just kind of slowly close in and win. I mean, he's much more of an algorithm Terran.
Yeah.
But you're totally right. Rogue just looks at whatever is going to be the most effective guaranteed victory. Is that Nidus play? Is it huge macro endgame? Is it a crazy timing? He'll really do it all, actually.
Yeah, I think it's driven home a lot, not only by the way his styles have changed over the years, but you know, Zerg endgame was very, very strong in the last year, and he mostly did Niduses because it was kind of stronger. So even the thing he was already good at, he's like, nah, I don't need to go there. We'll just go Nidus. Anyways, all that being said, this is a bio build off of 3 command centers very quickly. He is getting a Viking to help push back some overlords. In the meantime, Rogue, he's just getting his speed. We'll see him throw down a couple Evos soon here, I think.
Yeah, now, these guys, historically, it's been one where, you know, Rogue has pretty much dominated Dream. Dream was just, you know, another obstacle to get through in a tournament, but never a real challenge here. Now, Dream seems to be doing better than playing better than he ever has before. He seems to be in good shape, and he's definitely played well in this tournament, but Rogue is a real hurdle here. Yeah. Rogue is, like, one of the hardest bosses to get past. You know, in this game of GSL here, where it's like, I mean, if Dream can beat Rogue, then I feel like, who can he not beat? Again, also, this is a little bit of a
DRG.
There's a little bit of a different setting here too. Dream has survived the group stage.
Yeah.
But now we're in the best of 5 part of GSL, where there's a lot more planning. Rogue basically only prepared for this opponent, his style of play, these maps they're on. And so that's where I worry a little bit, because I do feel like Rogue is also a player who has proven repeatedly that he can plan pretty much better than almost anybody in the game.
Yeah, he is good at planning.
He's very good at that Korean tournament style of, like, all right, you're going to have 5 or 7 games maximum. Come up with 5 or 7 of literally the greatest builds we've ever seen against this person.
Definitely, we've seen that out of him. Looking at this game right now, kind of an interesting Roach Warren going down here for Rogue. I guess he didn't technically see that this is bio. His Overlord flew in, and all he got to see was a reactored factory and a command center. So hasn't seen too much information as of yet. I think that's what the Roach Warren is for. It's like a safety button. He doesn't want to play a game like we saw DRG versus Innovation, even though DRG ended up winning that one. A few Roaches coming out.
Yeah, let's see how many more he ends up making here. And I'm just excited to see what is going to be Dream's first push and how's it going to look.
Yeah.
I think this is a series, if I had to predict, it should either be pretty close or it's going to be Rogue completely smashing him.
Well, now I'm hoping it's just Dream smashing Rogue.
Oh, well,
just give it some more of those.
I welcome it. I think now we're going to get to see how the control is, how the fights are going to go.
He doesn't quite have 1-1 yet. He's setting up to attack this 4th base, such an important moment in the game.
Yeah, this is really the most significant moment. And once we enter into mid-game here for TVZ, is, you know, how does this first fight go? Kills off 1 queen, almost gets a second here.
Yeah, he has some Roaches in here. No Banes. He is going into Roach Ravager relatively heavily. He does have 1-1 for his Lings, though.
He's got enough Ravagers. He can peg the tank if it's in siege mode and just take it out. So I think Dream, wisely so, is abandoning any kind of push with a tank here, actually sending the tank back home. Let's not forget, one of the ways we saw Innovation lose earlier was that he just hemorrhaged too many tanks, and ultimately there was nothing you could do to stop DRG with his Roach Ravager army.
Well, we see here it's kind of interesting from Rogue, right? Like, he opened with the Lings, now he's into Roach Ravager Ling, and now he's getting a Spire.
Yeah.
And this is all against regular bio play. But Dream is being pretty careful. Like, he's going to harass a little bit with a couple medevacs of Marines, which is a great thing to do against this type of composition. But back at home, getting concussive shells, some Liberators, some siege tanks. And, I mean, if he's sitting defensively with most of his units, there's definitely no sort of kill timing or anything for Rogue.
Hold on a second here. Is he? Oh, my God. Okay. You know, there's never a moment where I try to call ahead of time if a Bile's going to connect with a target. And I was like, is that really going to? And yeah, and then it did. It actually took out the medevac.
Yeah, you could tell he wasn't looking at those units. Yeah. Like, they were just standing there. Yeah, a little bit of a drop into the main base. He's not going to find any real damage here, though. Picks off a queen, has to pick up.
Yeah, this is one of these games where the Terran can't really put their feet on the ground, and losing another medevac, and this is where I am now worried for Dream. I feel like we have a feel for kind of where he's at as a player.
Okay.
And it's one where, like, he is not able to, you know, when he harasses, there's a chance he actually ends up losing more than he gains, which is always a bad sign for the Terran.
Yeah, I totally see what you're saying, but someone that's kind of similar in that way, that still has put out some great TVZs, would be Tasia, right? So we could look to that where it's like, okay, so far, Dream has done strategically a lot of correct moves with his army, even though maybe his army awareness and micro hasn't been that top tier that we see from, you know, Maru and Innovation.
So we might have the Zerg actually attack in here.
Yeah, he's going to have 2-2. He's going to have Baneling speed very shortly here, too, and that's when he's powerful.
He's going to have, he's going to have the armor to actually soak damage and still come in, and then he's going to have the speed at which to come in there and do really critical damage. Let's keep in mind that it's Terran on 3 bases, just now taking the 4th. This is where the attention will shift back over to the Terran side of the map, as Zerg may or may not have enough to actually either destroy or punt the command center back off of this location.
Well, this command center, I mean, this attack should be able to do something.
Oh my god. All right, the siege tank is sieging up. Is not going to really be able to do any effective damage over here. So many roaches and lings coming in here. Now the command center was picked up. Zerg backs off. Continues to reproduce. We actually have 21 more Banelings coming down here. Thor is sniped.
You know, Dream has enough to stay alive during all of this.
Yeah.
He's not defending perfectly, but he's defending well enough. But Rogue is still getting a bit of damage in here and there.
But let's see how this next attack does coming in here. It looks like he might actually, excuse me, he's not going to go to the 3rd. I thought he was. He's actually going to come back here and just get rid of this medevac. He doesn't want to have any extra losses here. And again, you know, this is one of these moments where I understand the idea behind what Dream's doing, but is Dream going to end up, when all these little battles are done and when all these little exchanges have added up, is he just going to be behind this game? I worry that he might be.
Well, right now he's maxed out. He's got some good upgrades. He's got a bigger army, to be honest. He picks off this base, but that base is not the most impactful.
Yeah, you can see now, I mean, these tanks just immediately destroyed. Kind of a funny engage, though. I mean, the Ravagers weren't able to get into an angle there where they would have been able to fire their biles before the tanks should have been killed earlier.
Yeah.
So they Zerg lost a decent amount. Dream, by the way, looking really good. I think he had some bumpy engagements in the start.
Yeah.
But he seems like he's fine.
He's fielding a very large army. He's got his 4 bases. He's nailing his upgrades, right? He's got that 3-3 on the way right now. Yeah, I mean, I think he is playing a good game. It looks different from a lot of the games that we've become kind of spoiled with in Terran vs. Zerg. You know, everyone's used to Maru and Innovation where you're like, damn, he's keeping the pressure on. His micro is perfect. It's amazing. This is a little bit different. You know, it's a little bit more on the strategic bend of it, I would say. And he's doing well with it, right? Like you see him, he's switching up his unit composition a little bit. Of course, we see the Ultralisk Cavern coming down for Rogue. He's continuing to upgrade. He's continuing to expand. So we're going to have to see a little bit more out of Dream.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah.
6 drones killed. Nice. Now, you know, as Zerg comes in and mops this up, is Zerg going to have an opportunity to try to hit 12 o'clock? The upgrades have never stopped on either side. I do feel like Dream is playing a pretty good control game. I think pushing through here might be a good idea if he can just push the creep back a little bit. There's only 1 or 2 tumors up there.
Okay, let's see what his control is looking like in this fight. There's a lot of Banelings mixed in here right now.
This is a pretty stuffy area to try to get through. There's not a lot of ways to get surrounds there, especially with Ravagers. You know, they're fat, bulky units. They kind of get in the way of each other.
Yeah. Nice counterattack here. I really like this usage of the Mutalists. In fact, I think we see a Thor coming back maybe in a medevac to try to help out again with that. But in the meantime, we have Dream actually pushing in here. All right, starting to micro back a bit. Okay, some pretty good micro
Look at these Banes. These Banes stuck behind the Ravagers. Oh, my God.
Yeah, they do finally get out into the front and will pick off a lot of these Marines. And it seems like Rogue will be able to hold this. Wow, 24 Marines going down to these mutas in the meantime.
Yeah, this is actually quite a bit. I mean, the hatchery stays alive here.
Oh my God. He's going to
+3 attack.
That is
great
like,
play.
That's so painful.
Looks like armor finishes, but like, yeah, I mean, still, not having that attack is huge. The attack is actually even more important than the armor.
Much more. Wow, that was a great pickoff right there. Of course,
Yeah.
he doesn't know which one has which, but nice kill there from Rogue.
He'll know pretty soon when he clicks on another unit and sees, okay,
Yeah.
you have armor and not attack. Now, I'm worried that this wrecking ball of Mutalisks might have done too much damage here.
Yeah.
We have Rogue on 91 workers. We have Terran on getting back up to 60. Now there's mules in here. The Terran's economy isn't. The Terran's economy is not bad. The Zerg's economy is just comically good right now.
Yeah, he really has a
It's
lot
like-
going on. 91 drones is a huge, huge amount. He's got
Yeah.
hatcheries absolutely everywhere. He's Dream playing that kind of older style that's a little bit more fragile, less workers but bigger army.
Yeah.
And not, I mean, he's killed a couple bases. He's kept some pressure on. But you can see he has no bank. He can't actually max out right now.
Okay, just completely coming through and cleaning that up. Now, he did deny the hatchery. That's actually one of the more obscure locations for Zerg to actually get is the top left on this map. Like, it's really far away. I get why Rogue's doing it, is he's just trying to play a game of, like, gobble up the map as much as you can.
Yeah.
But good play by Dream there. Dream does come through and take it out. But Dream right now is pretty resigned to this quadrant of the map. It's going to be hard for Terran to try to expand to the upper left. They may try, but will it succeed?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure.
No. I mean, right now, Rogue can just do anything he wants. He has such a big economy, like you pointed out. He's got great upgrades. He's got not quite full tech, but close enough. And you see, he's just like running into areas, doing damage, and running out.
Okay.
I like the spines as well, kind of just making it a little bit easier. You have to really commit to kill that base.
Sorry, I'm like running over you here. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's what you got to do. You need to have just enough that like a handful of Marines will never cut it.
Yeah.
They have to have some kind of organized, committed attack over there. And really, this is going to be probably a story where these mutas are what won the game, I think.
Yeah, they've just been doing huge amounts of work for a very long time.
Yeah, there's just too many fires to put out at home for the Terran that the Terran's never going to be able to come across the map and actually do anything. And yeah, I mean, Terran right now is trying to survive. I don't see an endgame plan here for Terran. I feel like right now it's like Terran's making a sandcastle, and then Rogue comes in here and stomps on it, and then he's going to...
Well, he's making the sandcastle too close to the ocean.
Yes.
Rogue is the ocean right now.
That's exactly correct.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is just never going to work. He's never going to get...
Absolutely not.
The Zerg can just hammer away here. By the way, again, aggressive acquisition of the upper left base on the mini-map here.
Yeah, the sea levels continue to rise, and
he's Micronesia right now. He's going to be underwater.
Yeah, no, he's having a hard time.
As the Rogue ice caps melt. We got another attack in over here. Wait, is Micronesia the one that's going to be underwater? I might be wrong, actually. I don't know.
Not sure.
Well, again, you know, not enough turrets anywhere. Terran relying on army, but the mutas can always, you know, they can pick and choose their fights, basically. Oh, my God. Get your +3 attack denied punch card out.
He's going to get a free +3 attack denied.
That's right.
By the end of the series.
That's right. If you get a third at +3 attack denied, you get a free soda with your sandwich.
Right, trying to get a cheap pick off right there.
So
oh my God.
This is when you have enough damage that you just sort of right-click on the buildings. Oh, looks like he's going to save it,
but sometimes the right buildings click on you.
Yeah. I first read that in a fortune cookie. Yeah, he's going to save. What?
The ultras are stuck between the spines at the bottom right.
Oh, are they? I didn't see that. Well, what Zerg's doing now is because the funding is so incredibly good for Zerg, you're able to just get enough that you can pound through these expansions. The idea actually at 12 o'clock was to have the ultras just target down the planetary and kill that off, and then Terran starts having to use the backup orbitals and stuff like that to land there, and those are also just much easier to kill because they can't fight.
Yeah.
And when you have mass mutas, it's not like it's harder to kill the orbital when it's flying away.
So, like, I'm not like Dream still has a lot of supply, so I guess that's why he's still in the game. But he is super dead.
No,
There is no chance to win this game.
Yeah. No, this is one of these, like, a Terran campaign level where, like, the Zerg is just going to end up having enough.
Yeah.
They're all like, oh, there's too many Zergs everywhere.
Yeah.
Why didn't Minx come and get us? We need to get reinforcements, Minx.
Where's the dropships? Okay, so that was a bit of a thrashing. I liked Rogue's style there. It reminded me of DRG in the group phase.
Yeah.
Quite a bit with the way he was moving around his army and just hitting here, hitting there, hitting here, hitting there. His Mutalisks were awesome. I mean, he did a great job that game. And I think Dream didn't play poorly, just wasn't enough.
Yeah, you're right. And I think that is actually a pretty demoralizing loss. Because you're right, he didn't play poorly. It's just that Rogue was everywhere and never stopping and never getting behind and never slowing down. And it was like, you know, it was like Dream was in quicksand.
Yeah, it's not one of those things, like, I'm sure he can play a better game than that, but it's not one of those games where you're like, damn it, I made this one mistake. No. It's like Rogue played better than he did. So we're going to have to see Dream really notch it up a little bit here coming into game 2.
We're going to Deathra for the next game. Can Dream come back, or is this going to be a day of Zerg domination against Terran? We're about to find out as our map is loaded up. The winner of this goes on to the second spot in the round of 4.
경기가 준비되었다. 한번 시작해 볼까? 브레이브스타 게이밍 드림 조중현. 지네어 크리밍스 로그 이병렬.
So again, I think for now, for Dream, I think really Rogue is like the hardest opponent he's had to face yet. And, you know, GSL, for these guys, this is the most important tournament of their careers out here. You want to win this tournament. And I think Rogue is a great challenge for Dream. The problem is that Rogue is, he's so good at group stages, and he's so good at planning stages, like round of 8, round of 4 finals.
He's a very complete player in that way.
He really has the whole thing. He's not one of these players where we say there's some kind of weakness or the style is too obvious. He's just a really, really, really scary RTS player.
Yeah.
Like, he really just knows exactly what he's doing.
No, seriously, he's one of the few players that you can make an argument that he was a Bonjour at one point, where he won like 6 tournaments in a row. You know?
Yeah.
The Super Tournament, IM Shanghai, World Championship, IM Katowice. Like, he just ran through everything. Now he's won another IM Katowice. He's won a GSL. He's won everything. Like, he is, in fact, the only player that has won one of everything. He's won the World Championship. He's won Katowice. He's won GSL, and he's won just like some other stuff too. You know, a Super Tournament and an IM. So it's like,
and to think people were worried about Zerg's not advancing.
Well, we
remember that. Remember that time we were all worried?
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna go the way of the panda and the polar bear.
Well, I tell you, Dark, the guy that we expect to do well this year, is not having his best year right now.
No, he's having actually a pretty bad year considering, you know, what he managed to do last year, which is become the world champion. I mean, it's kind of weird, right?
It is a little bit.
It's funny how some people come out on top, and then it's like, all right, back of the line, man. You are not. You were the best a few months ago. That's fine. You are not right now.
Yeah, it seems to be the case right now, unfortunately for him. But Rogue and DRG both looking really strong out of Korea here. Of course, Europe still has their killer Zergs.
That's right.
Cyril and Rain are still up at the top of everything.
Absolutely. And one day when we go back to the old days, where casters and players fly in metal birds. When the world is pandemic-free, we will have live matches like that again.
So Overlord speed this game from Rogue. What he's going to find is going to make him a little bit sad he went Overlord speed, right? Because there's no way to punish, and he's not going to be under attack anytime soon. Maybe this will be like a BC build, so there's still like, it's good to scout that out, but you know.
Again,
yeah, it is a BC build.
Rogue has so many different styles he can bring here. That's the one thing that I think really makes him stand out more than DRG. Is DRG, we kind of see what he's going to do before it happens. He's just really good at doing it.
Yeah.
Like the way he plays, he's the best at in the entire world. Where Rogue just seems to have such a range.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's hard to prepare for that type of thing.
Yeah.
Where you know he's ready to pull the trigger on a lot of those all-ins.
Got the Hellion staying on the edge of the creep. Pretty conservative behavior here from the Terran. You don't want to overextend early here. And good job. Spots the Overlord.
I think he already sent it in though, right? Well, he sees it there, so no mistaking what that building's for. I don't think he's going for quick Liberator range.
No. So there's the first battle cruiser started here. Now this does appear to be, as StarCraft continues to age and develop here, it seems like something players are getting better and better at just sort of dealing with.
Oh, the
At the time it was borderline hilarious because it was just such a new thing and Zergs had not really...
When it first came out and they just warped in and killed all the drones,
yeah,
it was like...
It was like at least 15 drones were killed every time and a certain number of queens, and it's just like, okay, I get it. They've just never seen this before. This is another new thing you have to learn how to deal with.
And then the few Mimi games of double BC warping in. Those
That's right, yeah.
Just for good measure, let's overdo it a little bit. So it's going to be a mech build here as well from Dream. I think he'll fare better with that, actually. Just looking at the way that he plays, like where his attention goes and how he micros during a lot of battles, I think that mech kind of fits him a bit better because mech is going to be a little bit more about wider brush strokes and decision making rather than execution. And we definitely saw his execution. Again, I don't want to say like lacking. These guys are amazing, but you know, not innovation level in execution.
Sure.
So that's, and the thing is, a lot of times at this level against Rogue, yeah, you need the innovation level, you need the Maru level to do that, the TY level.
Yeah, here come those Hellions now. Now this is a pretty good angle to do a lot of damage to the workers here. The splitting though, very good here by Rogue. Rogue really just having a no ideal angle for these to really attack into. We've got 9 drones, 10 drones now killed so far, and it looks like this number ups it to 11.
I like that.
Okay,
I think that was really good.
All right, BC not able to do anything just yet here.
No, I don't think it's going to do very much.
Seemed like that was a bad rally, actually. It's like, I'll just go right to the middle of everything.
Yeah, we've seen actually Dream especially. He likes to send it in and jump it out. I kind of like that. That gels with my brain. I feel like if I was a StarCraft 2 Terran, I would walk the BC over and then beam it out.
No, I actually totally agree with you. I think that I understand why you want to warp it in somewhere because they might not be able to get there in time, but it does seem like you have a higher chance of losing the BC. And I do believe with this build, you're not supposed to ever lose the BC early on.
Oh, absolutely.
If you lose it, it's like, what are we doing?
Oh, yeah. When this first came out and a few people did lose it, it was very, very sad.
Some Corruptors.
And he beams it out. Now, when that jumps home, is that actually the same BC, or did that BC die and there's a new one at home?
Oh, like the Star Trek thing where it's like, because they were like being uploaded as copies of themselves, that means the other version of the person had to die.
Yeah.
Imagine that. You're like, wait, what? I'm the 70th version of me?
Would you do that, Tasteless?
No. Would I die? No.
I'd probably do it without thinking about it, and then like the second version of me would hear about that, and then I'd just stay at whatever planet I'm on. I'm like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to build a spaceship landing pad here. I am not.
Yeah. Oh god.
Okay, so we have more Corruptors coming now.
Yeah, a lot actually. Very, very many. Rogue's on 83 drones. I'm actually really surprised with the amount that he's making. Look at how many corruptors he's making. What?
Yeah, this
Why is he making this
This
many?
is a number that's so high, it's meant to completely shut down air and then obliterate the ground. But I don't know
Do you
if
think
this unit
he's going to
composition
fly
will
over and
actually
kill
work.
buildings? Like, is that the plan?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if this is good, but that's what it looks like.
Dude, it's so many. Oh, you know what? I think, actually, he's getting enough so that BCs can't jump from them. That's how many he has. He wants to, like, two-volley them.
Oh, yeah, so he could just punish the, you know, the animation time. It's
Yeah,
like, no,
yeah.
Nope.
No, I think that's actually what this is, because 19 corruptors, like, you don't need 19 to keep BCs off you, but you
Yeah.
probably need them to kill BCs.
But look at the angle he's coming in at.
Okay, so
what's
he's gonna
gives?
go kill armories, I guess.
Cool.
This is where you jump the BCs in the main. Look at that, he's going after both of them.
Oh, okay, he does finish plating level 1. Yeah, repair was never going to work
No,
here.
that was
It's
actually
actually kind of, it's like a bad movie right there.
yeah, I don't like that stuff scales up so quick. Repair doesn't do anything
Yeah.
against that, man.
Unless SCVs are able to start repairing even faster the longer they're over there.
You'd need stimmed SCVs
Stimmed
repairing
SCV
it.
repair, yeah.
Okay, so the BC's going to get some damage done in the
Although,
meantime.
I'll tell you what, man, taking out the upgrades, like, that's so easy and straightforward to do.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty
It was a
brilliant.
cool move. It was a cool move.
Corruptors come in. Ah! Oh!
Yeah, All right, well, he
Oh,
doesn't
you
get the
kidding
second.
me?
Wow. Well, at least he gets a hatchery for that. And now Mass Muta? He's like, I don't know, DRG was doing it.
Yeah.
And suddenly we're going to have 10 mines out in a second here. I don't know about this. This is a very different BC mech versus Zerg game. Very different. It's kind of the beauty of it, right? We're in the round of 8 and 2 different round of 8 matches in the same matchup. Have the same, like, kind of idea, but are played completely differently. Look at this, he's
What
coming
is
in here
this?
killing turrets.
I love this.
It's hilarious.
This is so cool. Look, he's going to get the factory. Lift it up, bro. Then he lifts it up, and he's like, I'm a corruptor. And he shoots it down, and we're like, oh, my God, he's so cool.
Wow. It's the only time anyone ever said that about the Corruptor.
Yeah, the corruptor, definitely my favorite unit.
It's so interesting. Wow. Well, definitely its puking spell makes it much more interesting, that's for sure.
No, I like it if they went back to the old corruptor.
Yeah? The one that was slower, too?
Yeah.
Look at this, he's just diving on everything
Yeah.
here. Oh my God, so
This
many
just
mutas.
works, right? Does it?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, Tasis.
And then in the final finishing play, he lands the corruptors like they're Vikings and they fight. We've never seen it before.
They just wiggle around on the ground
Yeah,
and SCVs
yeah.
kill them.
This might just be too much damage, man.
Thor pops
Thor
out.
coming.
Eats some shots with those Corruptors.
The corruptors are like, we're just going to wait over here. Let us know if you need us.
We'll watch, guys. We're waiting for our cooldown.
What an odd game this is, but I guess it works. Just one Artosis.
Yeah. All right. A couple Thors coming up. Nice magic boxing right there.
Oh my God.
The Corruptors just flying over turrets and Thors
Yeah.
and stuff, no problem.
They're just looking around.
Yeah, they're checking it out.
This is a pretty painful loss here for Terran. This is just like,
Yeah.
you feel the loss as this is happening. You're like, well, this is weird.
It's a bizarre game, but I love it.
I think this is really the first time we've ever casted a game where the corruptors were made in mass and then sent into the main to.
Yeah. Well, he made them. The thing is, when he
shut
made
down
that
the
money,
upgrades.
it's like, oh, it's to kill BCs, and then he just flies around the whole map.
Yeah.
Like it's a warp prism or something that kills a bunch of your buildings and then flies out.
Yeah.
And then just mass mutas, where it's like, Corruptor and a muta, I thought that's what you're supposed to go against Phoenixes. You know?
Yeah,
What am I looking at here?
Well, it's funny because I guess if you're meching after going BCs, you actually don't really even have anti-air to stop the corruptors. So you just walk in and kill off those the armories, and it's like, yep, I'm probably gonna win now.
I guess.
My stuff's gonna be better than your stuff. That's my strategy.
It's a good strat.
The better stuff play.
That's what Rogue's always been good at.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess he's starting to kill off some of the Corruptors. It's so funny that he built turrets and then just flew in and killed the turrets too. That's like, it's just, it looks so weird to see a Corruptor be like, no, don't worry, I got this.
Yeah, it's fine.
It stops, it shoots, you know, it takes a little bit to lock onto that and do that. And
well, they're a little bit beefy, you know. So, you know, if Zerg is going to have a game backfire, it will be because of flying into Widow Mines. Where are the other armories, by the way?
They're in the natural now.
Oh, okay.
Like in front of the nat. So, I actually, there's some redeeming things about where Dream is at right now. He made a lot of mines and a lot of Thors that deal with this air army well.
Yeah.
And he's switched over, like, not blindly, but like smartly into siege tanks and Hellions, right? Because, you know, it's like you get a certain amount and you're like, okay, air doesn't work against me as much anymore, right? So he's now kind of countering the ground units that Rogue has to make from here.
What a weird game. This really makes me think a lot about, you know, just different ways to approach mech.
Yeah.
Because this actually, no disrespect to Rogue, this looks like something that's not even that hard to do, right? If you have the timings of it mapped out. And look, Terran's like not even really getting to push across the map. There's been a couple moments where Hellions come out, but look how much the Zerg actually has here. This is a Terran on 4 bases, but that might change in a little bit here.
Well, don't worry, Tasis. He's going to kill 3 siege tanks for his entire army.
Yeah, there's definitely been some exchanges where it doesn't seem to be cost efficient for the Zerg at all. But
certainly not. And look, he's making 10 more mutas now. Wow. This is such a weird game.
It's just such an unusual way to play.
DRG right now, he was probably watching this, he's closed his eyes. He's like, no, I want to win the next round. I don't want to watch this.
So, where are the upgrades at now? It's what, 2-1 here for the Terran mech.
Should be 3-2 at least right
I
now.
know.
Should be 3-3 probably.
It's funny because there's just not a lot of recourse that Terran has for the Corruptors destroying the armories. You know? If the armory could
That's a
fly,
weird thing that
well,
you just said. That was a weird sentence. No
Yeah.
one's ever said that sentence.
I'm the first person who's ever constructed that sentence. But it's true. It's like Corruptors can soak up enough damage they can just stop the upgrades. And it's like, yeah, and then, I mean, you know how many games in StarCraft are won just because someone had better upgrades? Upgrades were neglected, and it's like, yeah, well, there were plenty of mistakes made, but ultimately I had just a better stuff than you.
Yeah.
And that's happening here in a round of 8 in GSL. In a game where, by the way, the Terran the entire time is seeing this happen, it doesn't really know what to do. I don't even really see an easy way to stop it if you're meching like this. Now, again, you don't have to mech as Terran against Zerg, right? I mean, the more common unit comp is Medevac, Marine, Tank, some Widow Mines thrown in there. But just seeing the approach to BCs into mech and seeing Zerg answer this way, I almost feel like Zerg, I'm sure a lot of other players might disagree with me, but it seems like this is so much stronger that Terran players should not BC into mech.
I can't go that far, what you just said, but I see what you mean.
Have I gone too far, Tosis? Have I lost my mind?
I don't think this will be the counter to it. This has been a very interesting and different game.
It looks so good, though. Look at this.
It definitely did well.
And Zerg is able to propel themselves into such a lead that there's not, you know, even the attacks themselves don't have to be executed that well. They're kind of just, you know, getting ahead in many different ways.
Yeah, Dream he's trying to hold on, right? There's not that big a bank for Rogue. I do like that he got the Ultralisk Cavern, to be honest. Because he's made so many mutas that there's a funny amount of Thors. And, like, at some point, you could theoretically go, like, Ling Ultra to kill the Thors. Like, I don't think we'll actually end up seeing that this game, but I dig the fact that Rogue made the Ultralisk Cavern.
Now, you know, another thing, hold on. This is such an odd game. The Terran supply is low enough, I don't really see a healthy recovery from here. You know?
Yeah.
The Zerg can kind of just run in and battering ram their units in. And every time the Zerg, in the big, broad scheme of things, is traded much more effectively, can go back, macro up more units, do it again, and each attack should get the Terran further and further to that moment where the Terran has to GG. There's just nothing left. Zerg, by the way, has actually taken all of the upper right side of the map, which is insane to me.
Yeah, he's everywhere. It's 63 supply to a max Zerg right now.
Crazy.
Very cool kind of tempo-based plays here out of Rogue.
Oh my god, another armory is going to bite the dust.
I feel like there's a new level of Zerg mastery that's coming out right now.
Yeah, this is some of the scariest Zerg plays we've ever seen.
Yeah, this is much cooler. It's very different from what we were watching before, where Zerg would just like defend their drone count, continue to take the map, and just get an army that can't be beaten. Right now, we're seeing a lot of games right now from these Korean Zergs where they are kind of like getting a tempo advantage and then trading maybe efficiently, maybe inefficiently, maybe doing a little bit of a tech switch, and it's just some really cool, different, dynamic plays.
It's like they found the stepping stones of tech to really shut Terran down.
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, 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 no.
Very, very cool game there.
No, 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 no!
Damn.
Don't ever try that.
Well, I would love to see it again, but it's Golden Wall, so this is like always bio here. We've never seen mech on this map against Zerg, right?
I think Rogue's going to take a small break here. I mean, I'd be pretty, I don't say checked out. I'd be pretty worried if I was Dream right now.
Checked out. You're like, I'm just going to go, guys. You see Rogue get up to go to the bathroom, you're like,
Yeah,
you
I guess
unplug
checked
your
out's not
keyboard
good.
and just leave.
You were like, you have to play game 3. This is the show that you're on. He's like, I can do anything I want. He was like, are you going to send me to jail? You going to send me to esports jail? Yeah.
Like you're banned from GSL.
Are you going to make me go to esports court and defend myself? Because that doesn't exist.
Oh my God. Wow.
You going to call the police? Huh? Going to get on the phone with the president? Make me play my games? Going to call my mom and dad?
It's a freak of TV, man. Maybe we will. Who knows?
Who knows, man?
We have a lot of power here.
Yeah.
Is there a chance he can take Golden Wall? I think
Man,
so.
I mean, I
It's a
hope
different
so.
map, different map.
I want him to. I just don't. I mean, he's getting smashed pretty
I'd like
hard
to have
here.
a third commercial break today.
Yeah, we've only had one commercial break, right?
Yeah, or yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Or a second.
'Cause we have our break off after the third game. We might have a show where we only have one commercial break.
This is a quick series right
This
now.
is madness.
And it looks like Rogue should be able to take the next game. I mean, I wish it wasn't Golden Wall because I think that Dream's mech actually there were redeeming things there, and I feel like if he played Rogue again with mech,
What do you think
he
was
could do better.
redeeming about his mech?
Okay,
I'm curious actually.
I think Rogue really caught him off guard with the Corruptors flying in, and then like he had just a little bit too many mutas and stuff on a lot of the engagements, and a lot of things got picked off because of that. Like I feel like he was playing mech well, but he was caught off guard several times, and it just continued to snowball. Whereas now that he's played against Rogue doing that type of thing, either Rogue would switch it up or he would react much better against that specifically. And if Rogue switched it up, it would go towards a style he's more used to playing against. So, yeah, I feel like his mech has some really redeeming qualities there, and I would love to see it again against Rogue, but on Golden Wall, can't imagine. Like, I mean, I'm ready for a mech game here.
I welcome it. Let's see, though. I agree with you. I don't think mech is viable on a map like this. Anyways, guys, game 3, Dream versus Rogue. Rogue with a 2-0 lead. Let's go.
한번 시작해 볼까? 브레이브스타 게이밍 드림 조중혁 진에어 크리밍스 로그 이병렬
I am just wondering what a Dream win looks like here. Because Rogue, you know, I think he's got more versatility than DRG. But I just feel like Rogue is one of these. It's like an RPG character where his stats are just higher. Dream's like the secret character you pick up by like.
Oh yeah.
By like farming.
Yeah.
Farming for goblins in the forest, and you're like, and then he comes out and he's like, I'm Dream, and we're like, oh, it's Dream, the secret character. But he's like not as good as the main character, Rogue.
No.
It's like, all right, well, I'm going to level up Dream a little bit more here.
Although rogues are generally pretty trash characters in RPGs.
That is true. Very rarely are you like, oh, get the Rogue character.
Yeah.
What is it? You got to get the warrior character.
Tell you,
Mage can be hit or miss.
well, mages are generally good.
Yeah.
It's just
the
which-
monk is
which
usually
mage.
bad.
Yeah, the monk's always bad.
The monk's
Anything
like
that
always
fights
like,
with
oh,
his
he
fists.
like fights with his. Why would you ever get a game where you can get all these weapons? You're like, I'm gonna fight with my fists. It's like, get me.
You
away
played
from-
the original Final Fantasy, right?
Did
you?
The one on Nintendo? Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. I beat that actually.
Yeah. Well, I beat that with like every possible party just for fun because that was like my favorite game as a kid. And
Yeah.
once you
Did you
like,
beat it with 4 white mages? That's
I
considered
think
one of the
we-
hardest things to do.
I think the 4 black mages I did. Did I? Or maybe it was a white mage and 3 black mages or something. I can't remember, but did a lot of different parties in there. But I gotta tell you, the thief sucked. Black belt sucked. And in
Thief
black
suck-
belt, if you have him equipped with nunchucks when you level him up into the master, and you don't ever take him off, then he uses nunchucks for the rest of the game instead of his stupid fists.
Yeah.
But as soon as you unequip him, he will only punch. Just want to let you know in case you replay it and you want nunchucks on that guy.
I don't think I can go back and play those games now.
Oh, that game's great. That game holds up.
Can you think you could go back and actually play through it and like
Oh, 100%, yeah.
if you stream that, you get a lot of.
So?
I think so, yeah. I just find those old RPGs hard to go back to now. It's like I liked them then, but I think it's because I was like so enthralled in the storyline, and I'm like, oh, this is just a turn-based grind.
Yeah, I guess it is. Maybe now I can't go back. and
Could
play.
be fun though. If you stream it, it's more of a social experience. I couldn't like just sit in my house alone and do it. Now, in this game, we have the 2 platforms, the upper and the lower. They're cut off by the golden minerals. We've seen Terrence push through the bottom and kill the Zerg by breaking into the main. I'm scared, though, for Dream because Rogue is such a strategic player. I feel like he's somebody who looks at maps like this and gets more out of the weirdness of the map than he is like, oh, no, how will I handle this weird map?
Yeah, I see.
You know?
what you mean. Yeah.
He's like, oh, I see all sorts of cool stuff I can
It's
do
not
in
a
here.
standard macro, so he doesn't
Yeah.
care as much when it's a weird
Yeah,
map.
he's like, it's weird, that's fine.
Yeah.
Make it weird.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, just stem being made. Over here, okay, a roach horn coming up. So the layer is pretty quick. All right, let's see what he does with this.
You know, I make these dumb nicknames for myself, Artos. It's like Time Bones, my time traveling name.
Yeah.
I thought of another good one.
What?
It'd be my dark magician name,
Yeah.
Trichinosis.
Trichinosis.
Yeah, because it's got trick in it, like a magic trick, but it also just means like a disease you get from uncooked pork. You know what I mean? And it's got gnosis, like hypnosis, so it kind of sounds like a magician's name.
But it has osis, right? Which is like literally me.
Yeah,
So that would be our Archon.
that would be
It's
our Archon,
Artosis
our
and-
dark magician Archon
Yeah.
named Trichinosis.
Yeah.
I like that.
By the way,
Yeah,
is this is literally Swarm Host
yeah.
Nidus from,
This is
from Rogue.
This is some Trichinosis
Against-
play right here.
Bio play.
Yeah. Well, let's see how much damage the first few waves do here.
Oh, that's cute. That's very cute.
Yep.
Okay, so he's taking the gold, so Nidus play is going to be pretty good against this in general. The thing is, his actual standing army is going to be a little bit crappy, so I can see Dream maybe holding on and like just countering with Marine Medevac,
It's
right?
possible. I think this is one of these maps where, one of these situations where a lot of things are very circumstantial. I can't talk today. Also, the gold base is being taken here. That could be punished by the Swarm Host now.
Yeah, for sure. Being punished by just about anything back there. All right, so here's the Nidus.
Second night has started. Blap. So what do you target first?
Tech Lab. Oh no, he's just going after some Marines.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is like, There seems like there's enough Marines in
Right?
it.
And now, if he happened to be going mech, this would be we would be talking about how Rogue's a genius.
Yeah.
But right now,
He'd be doing
from
the
here-
interview. Yeah. Oh, careful, buddy. Those are queens.
Yeah, like he's picking off a few units, so technically there's value being gained. I just want to see how he like holds on when Dream counters.
Yeah. This
Because it's
might
like
be the,
he's just gonna have some roaches, not like no upgrades or anything, right? Just roach speed is on the way.
Right. Again, this hasn't been stopped yet. You know, there's 3 locations Terran's trying to take. Terran has more territory than Zerg, which is why it's so hard to defend everything. Zerg really did invest in a very specific, pretty damaging attack here, and it's far from finished. This is 11 SCVs killed our ass. Wow. Oh, look at that. Nidus over there, probably nothing will be popping out of that.
Probably not. He'll just pop up Niduses everywhere for the
Now,
whole game.
he might end up forcing the orbital to lift off here, but there's a lot of SCVs down here that are just going to be killed. There's just
Look at
not enough
the-
to take these roaches.
Yeah, look at the army supply difference right now. 36 to 87. I thought that Dream would be able to do something with his bio here, but he is not able to do a single thing.
Yeah,
By the way, the hatchery for Rogue at his 3rd is not even done, which means he actually canceled the original one. He
Oh my
had
God.
it there for show.
tank lives. Another Nidus here in the main. You know, Niduses don't cost that much.
No, they do not.
So, you know, you can just kind of throw them down there. And the funny thing is the Terran actually has to freak out and kill it. It's like you can't just be, you cannot call a Nidus's bluff. Because then they will just come in there and do so much damage to you.
To be fair, Rogue puts down so many he never uses too.
Yeah, but it's just, he's leaving options open for himself, basically.
Yeah, it's very true.
So the orbital's been picked up as
Oh,
Terran's
dude.
beginning to collapse in on itself.
It's getting out of control right now. Look at this, and he's just letting it trade with units each time.
Yeah, I think Terran's going to just over time, just get squished
He's
by
dead,
this.
man.
Rogue. Well, guys, the humans did not win today.
No, they certainly did not. We got one human left in the tournament, though.
TY.
Yeah.
That was, I got to say, just a really impressive series from both of our Zerg players here today. Damn, okay, only one more tank here left. It's just a matter of time. I really do think this is the point of no return here. Again, it's such strong play. He's just playing the game, playing against the race, using the map in such a way where we talked about all that cool bio play we'd see, but it was much more about, can you actually ever survive against this many swarm hosts? This is so much damage.
It's pretty wild, man. And he keeps popping them up. He keeps making some roaches here. I mean, I guess Dream, he has a little bit of an upgrade advantage, and actually the army supply has closed a little bit, which is kind of funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Dream's economy is not super hot right now.
The problem is,
Maybe there's still a way, right? Like if he can at some point eliminate all the Niduses on his side for a moment and do some sort of counter.
oh, look at this. This one's actually a committed attack. I thought it was I thought it was a fake for sure.
Eventually you gotta send something through.
Yeah, you know, I don't think so, man.
Yeah.
I think that this is it's just too much damage.
It certainly feels that
The
way.
amount of mining that's been interrupted. Another Nidus comes out here.
Look at this, he's like killing a barracks right now.
Yeah, it's just he'll take whatever he can
Oh my
get.
God.
There's just enough roaches here. I guess the Terran can kind of win that fight, but I mean, Zerg is growing. More Niduses are being made. Swarm hosts are ready to reload. It's 30 SCVs to 47 drones, and look, we know every time these locusts come in here, SCVs are going to be killed, and the SCVs are killed by those locusts much, much faster than you can remake them. I don't think the number is going to stay above 40 per Terran ever here if Zerg can keep this up.
You might be right, but he does continue to close the supply gap on Army. Okay, that's the only thing that's kind of going better for Dream. He's not, you know, he's got 56 Army supply now. He does have those 1-1 upgrades against just +1 carapace. Killing another Nidus. He has that gold base mining again.
So, oh my gosh, is Terran actually mining from the gold again? See, this just isn't going to work. I feel like, I understand that he's trying to play catch up here, but I feel like if if you send SCVs over to that gold basis, it's so obvious that you're going to lose more SCVs. You're never going to get. It's like your big attempt to actually get ahead is what's putting you behind.
Yeah.
You know, you almost need to
way.
have enough that you can just gun down the Locusts, and eventually they're not just getting any value out of this. And then you have enough of an army you're defending and you're counterattacking, but instead, he's just trying to take the gold over and over again, and we just see this army parade over there, kill a whole bunch of SCVs. The orbital's lifted again.
He's doing a little bit of a counter harassment here. He did this before and got 5 drones. Here he's going to get a little bit more. Has some tanks set up to stop a bit of the counter too. Look, I mean, this part's pretty good. It's just I know another set of Locusts are about to fly into his base, right?
Yeah, well, I think that this, as good as his drop is, this will be stopped. Again, not bad here with the bio.
Yeah, he's starting to trade a little bit better against it.
Another drop inbound here.
Oh, I don't know about that one. Okay. We're making a bit of progress here as Dream.
Yes,
It
we
felt
are.
like he was on the edge there for a while. Hey, the Niduses are clean. I don't think that there's any near. Okay, that's someone nearby. Yeah. He just keeps on falling back to further and further away Niduses. Eventually, he's gonna have Niduses behind his actual opening.
Again, the gold base is going to be hit once more.
Gonna down a lot of these Locusts. Don't forget that. Yeah.
Remember, Zerg's not actually losing anything in this process.
Well, you can see that supply differential right now. He's been making a lot of roaches during this time.
Here we go. The SCV count is almost back to where we were a few minutes ago. It's back to 33, almost to 30 now.
Still harassing here for Dream. Trying to keep that dream alive.
Nice. That's why you're one of the all-time great Certosis.
That's it right there. It is a dream at this point, though.
Yeah, it's a pipe dream right now. It's a fantasy right now, Artosis. I just don't see him winning this. There's just, again, the value that's coming out of here. Terran has just been floating at 100 supply for a long time here, trying to come back, and Zerg is just able to trade in here with no real repercussions for it, you know. I mean, this is a good build for this map. I think Dream's done a decent job trying to fight against it, but all numbers point to the Zerg eventually coming out on top here over time. But hey, there's a drop over here. It looks like the gold base might be denied. Maybe I'm...
Cases, he's only down 100 supply.
Yeah. How dare I? Rein it back in here. The thing is, Zerg doesn't actually have that much economy.
No, and
it's just still
his
better
army
than the Terran.
Yeah, it's the Swarmhost Nidus that's still giving him a hard time. The actual army of Rogue that is so supply heavy is roaches. And we know all about roach scaling already.
Oh my god, the tank's going down here. Yeah, the problem too is that there's no way for Terran to really catch the Swarmhost.
Oh, look at this. This catches him trying to move out.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way to ever catch the Swarmhost, really. The Swarmhost is always ducking underground.
What I wouldn't give for one Banshee right now.
One Banshee would be very helpful until the Queens come out along with these Swarmhosts, and you go, that's right, they have Queens!
Yeah.
One of the first units in the game.
You see, he just dropped 11 mules tasteless.
Did he?
Yeah, 11. That is a lot of mules to drop all at once.
Oh my gosh. Oh, he's down to 28 SCVs now.
Yeah, big roach Ravager army kind of walking around here.
Yeah, and again, it's enough Ravagers. You just pop the tanks.
Yep.
Enough Roaches here. Back up Marines.
It's his own units with Biles, but does it matter?
I don't think he's too worried about it. Terran now down to 21 SCVs, 64 supply. I think we are moments away from the end here. It just seems like Rogue has too much. Everything he did this series really showed why he is a master of StarCraft, why he is a former world champion. And I'll tell you what, Dream played really, really well here, but it was not a series that he was ever going to win.
No.
That is self-evident now.
It was pretty one-sided.
We have
From
been
the
able to
get-go.
separate the top 8 from the top 4 pretty clearly today. I'd say more clearly today in this round of 8 than any round of 8 we've had before in a day.
Maybe. Yeah, that was
Man.
that one was kind of brutal.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so Rogue DRG, which means we get a Zerg in the finals. Finally, things are going to feel normal again.
That's right. What a series. Rogue is so good. DRG is so good. We definitely have the 2 best Zergs right now.
Yeah.
It's 2020.
Oh, they're looking great, and that's going to be a very interesting CBC.
And I don't know who takes it. It's really tough to call.
Yeah, I'm not sure what DRG is going to bring to the table during that. I know what Rogue's going to bring to the table, though.
We're going to go to that interview now, see how Rogue's feeling. He has moved on to the Final 4 of Season 2 of the GSL Code S.
네, 두 번째
And once again, the Zerg triumphs and its Rogue advancing to the round of 4 of Junior Green Wings.
축하드립니다.
Congratulations. Thank you.
자, 3대0 승리입니다.
A 3-0 perfect score.
정말 손쉬운
And that was quite a one-sided victory. How do you feel?
솔직히 저는 제가 진출할 거로 어느 정도 예상을 해가지고
Well, I did anticipate myself to
그냥
advance.
그런 거 같고
So, you know, I feel quite indifferent.
확실히 준비를 되게 열심히 하니까
But, you know, I can tell that
더 잘 되는 것
I
같다고 생각해서
prepare really
해야 될
well.
것 같아요.
And I think I'm going to try
이전에
harder.
8강 징크스로 고생하시던 게 생각이 안 날
You know,
정도예요.
before you used to
이렇게
suffer
쉽게
from the round of 8
올라왔는데
jinx.
예전에는 왜 그렇게 어려웠을까요?
But in the past, why was it so difficult back
예전에는 제가
then?
좀 연습을 레더 위주로 하다 보니까
Well, back then I think I practiced
시간을 좀 낭비한 것
around the
같고, 이번에는
ladder,
되게
and I think I
진짜
wasted
레더 거의
some
안 하고
time.
테란전만
So this
좀
time I
내가지고
actually didn't play ladder. I focused on the ZVT matchup, and I think it worked out really well.
게더 이상 생각이 안
And it
나는
feels like the round of 8 jinx
경기
doesn't exist anymore for
상대가
you.
바이오닉이든 메카닉이든 체제
Whether the
전환이
opponent goes for a
빨랐고요.
mechanic
일단
or a bionic,
분수까지
you
아주
adapt to the
매끄러웠습니다.
enemy's
2대 0으로 앞서고 계실
army
때
so well.
조금 생소하게 분수를 꺼내셨는데
And when you're
좀
ahead
유리하게
2-0, you went for the
리플
swarm
운영 안 하시고
host.
다른 걸 꺼내셨나요?
So why did you go for swarm
원래는
host?
분수 쓸 생각이 없었는데
Well, I had no
연습하다
intention of using
보니까
swarm host,
다섯 판다 운영하기는 너무 힘들더라고요.
but then I felt like going for the macro over and over again would be really hard. So I wanted to go for an entertaining pick.
접전 예상하신 건 솔직히 겸손이었나요?
So in the pre-match interview, you said you're going to beat him 3-2. So
메카닉전이 연습 때
was this
바이오닉전은
a
되게
bait?
잘했는데 연습 때 메카닉전이 워낙 어렵다 보니까
well, in the practice, going up against Terrence mechanic was really hard.
되면은 이렇게 잘
So I
될
knew
거라고
that as long as my army
자신이
was
있으셨던 것 같은데요.
good
자,
against
이렇게
mechanic, I
이정열
win.
선수의 4강 진출로
So
이제
this confirms
박수호
Rogue
선수와
round the 4 spot.
거저전을 하게 됐습니다.
So you'll be going
그리고
against DRG
결승전에도
in the ZVZ
저그가
match.
예약을 한 자리 하게 됐는데요.
So that means
자,
in the
일단
finals,
4강전
we'll get to see at least one
재밌는
Zerg player.
점이요. 2012년 저그 우승자와 무려 2019년 저그 우승자의
So this is a battle
대결이에요.
between the
박수호
2012
선수와의
Zerg
대결
champion
어떻게 생각하시나요?
and the 2019 Zerg
솔직히
champion. What do you think?
자신 있는데 제가 연습 상대가 이제 없을
Well, I'm
것
confident,
같아가지고
but I don't think I'm going to have any
걱정이에요.
scrim partners, so that's a
박수호
worry.
선수가 요즘 세랄 같다는 이야기 굉장히 많이
So you know, DRG is being called like the Korean Cell right now.
듣고 있는데 이병렬 선수도 박수호 선수 조금 참고하시는 점
So Rogue,
있으신가요?
do you take note of DRG's plays?
오늘도 제가
honestly.
메카닉전 너무 자신 없어서 어떻게 하나 보고
Well, I was
싶었는데
quite
파이퍼를
I was
하나
not
보여준
confident
것
coming
같고,
into today's match.
수호 형이 요새 제가 많이 배우고
And looking at
있는
DRG
저그라가지고
these days, I
재밌을
learned a
것
lot from him,
네,
and I think it's going to be an
과연 이
entertaining
선수의
match going up
대결
against him.
어떻게 될지 저희도 기대가 되는데요.
We definitely
자,
look
두
forward to
번째
that
GSL
match as well,
4강전
Rogue.
다시 한번 결승을 노립니다.
So
4강전
you look
각오
forward,
들어볼게요.
you look to regain your
이번엔
trophy.
연습 상대가 되게 좋아가지고 솔직히 자신이 넘치는데
Well, this time my
이번에는
scrim partners were really good,
없어가지고
so there will be an easy win.
편하게
But
그냥
going to round of
생각
4,
위주로 해야 될것
I'm
같아요.
quite worried.
그렇군요. 4강전 기대하겠습니다. 다시
Well,
한번
we look forward to
진짜
your round of 4.
축하드립니다.
Once again, congratulations.
연습
Thank you.
도와준
네.
Oh, and
선수들
before I go,
고마워가지고 태양이랑
thanks to all my scrim
도움이랑
partners,
성주랑
Sure,
후안이랑
TY,
신영
Huan,
형이랑 너무
Maru, and Innovation. Thank you to all.
고맙습니다.
Thank you guys.
네, 알겠습니다. 다시 한번 진짜
Once again,
축하드립니다.
congratulations. Thank you.
Cool.
네,
All right, some great scrum
2
partners there.
Zergs, 2 Zs.
Yeah. An interesting day. I mean, it was 6-0. It was pretty darn one-sided.
Yeah, it's literally as one-sided as it could possibly be.
We had one pretty close DRG innovation game. Maybe games 1 and 3 of that was all right, but overall, I mean, the better players advanced.
Yeah. TY versus Parting will
had a
be a
good
lot of
series
fun.
before.
We
Yeah.
still have one Terran left here. And of course, no matter what with Trap and stats, we have a Protoss advancing. I I think TY versus Parting is going to be really fun. Let's not forget TY won the last GSL.
Yeah.
He might do it again here.
It's possible.
There's a chance that we have something more ridiculous than Maru continuously winning. Is TY continuously winning and casting?
I got to say, though, this season so far, he hasn't impressed me as much as last season.
Yeah, I kind of had that feeling here, too. But you never know, man. Sometimes they really hunker down in the later part of the tournament and go into beast mode.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing how Parting is going to be playing here, too. I think he's a tough opponent to predict. I think Parting could also end up beating Trap in stats, which means he could be in the finals.
I think that this tournament right now looks to me like it goes to the winner of the ZVZ or Parting.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of faith in Stats Trap or TY knocking out those two, especially if it's DRG. Like, I'm trying to imagine someone beating DRG in TVZ, and
he just
can't.
It looks like you actually cannot beat that guy.
TY, if he's better than Innovation, it's not that much better, right?
Yeah. It's kind of sad it was that one-sided today, but I guess that means we're going to have that much of a better match in the Final Four here. Sometimes we have really good rounds of 8s, and then it's really bad in the Final Four. But the ZVZ there, I don't even know who's supposed to take that. I actually have no idea. I feel like if you had told me ahead of time that this was one of the big matches of the tournament, I would say, I guess, Rogue easily. But honestly, DRG looks more impressive than almost any other player we've ever seen, ever.
He's pretty darn
he
impressive.
He did smash Innovation.
ZVZ plays a lot differently, though. So
yeah, there's a little bit
more finesse, especially if Rogue gets that endgame of Viper Lurker. He's really good at that. He's the strongest Korean at that for sure. So I don't know,
but
is DRG going to try to end it sooner?
There's a lot of counterattacks in ZVZ. There's a lot of split decisions you have to make, and that's really how DRG was hanging on against Innovation in the early games here. He might be able to do that as well.
Yeah, mechanically he looks as good or better than Rogue, so
yeah,
that might help him out in the Roach Wars.
That ZVZ will be on Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. KST. We'll be back for the other half of the round of 8 on 1 p.m. KST Saturday, where we're always on.
Yeah.
And, with the PvP that's coming up here, I just don't know what to say. PvP is a tricky matchup right now. There's a lot of volatility in the early game here.
Yeah.
And we have two players that are very good at planning. I think, we've said this from time to time, but I think it's fair to say now there's probably going to be a lot of mind games going on that we won't even be able to follow because these guys know each other so well.
Yeah. They're somewhat similar stylistically. Yeah, not sure exactly what that's going to look like, but I just have such a hard time thinking one of them, they are going to make it to the finals because they're going to show a bunch of really high-level PvPs, the best PvP they have. So if Parting advances, he's already super dangerous PvP with his micro and everything. And then if TY advances, his TVP is on form.
That's all the time we have, guys. We love you. Take care. We will see you on Saturday. Have a good morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are.
Unbreakable. I called you up